Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland. And once again for this adventure we're joined by the channel DJ here. And today we're away to look at something brand new, which is pretty near this person's property. So we're just being respectful of the landowner and the house owner here. But what we're away to look at over here is an old, what looks like abandoned lime kiln. We're up Glen Esk at the moment, and we're being super careful of ticks because it is tick season, as we found out in last week's adventure. But we just saw this old, what looks like a lime kiln, and thought it's so cool to come and document this history, which is unseen on the channel. And I just love adventures like this where we're documenting things that we've never seen. Look at this old stonework here. Wow, look, all this litter's blowing in here. Wow, I love history like this, folks. Look at it, out here in this wild land of Glen Esk. And every week I try and bring new history to you that we've never seen on the channel, so this is so cool. Doing even like short videos and long videos and just different types of videos on the channel. It's so cool having a variation of stuff like this. Wow, look at this. It's so complete. Check it out, folks. Wow. A lot of them that we see are super damaged, but look, you really see the taper of this one at the top. I do apologise for the wind here in this episode, folks. Wow, check out this, folks. Is this another one? Wow, what even is this? Wow, look. What? Oh, look, it goes in so far and then it stops. Look at how this is built with these ancient stones. This is like an old waterway coming through that direction. And look, it keeps on going through that hill there. This is some interesting old history we're documenting here, folks. Never seen on the channel. Freshly discovered. Look at the size of this opening here. Wow. These massive lintel stones are huge, like. And look at the blackness, and that's often caused from the carbon, from the heat that was within these. And I think it would have gone down in here at one time. It's so interesting seeing the taper on the top of the stones though, the way it's shaped. Check it out, folks, right there. This is how a lot of them would have been inside. Apart from obviously the rubble and the scrap that's landed in it over the years. Look, there's an old book sole or whatever down there. Wow, what a cool spot this is though. A lot of this was used as like a midden back in the day. For like the farm probably. But yeah, there we go, folks. This is mad to see, like, so much stone construction in one area. And the lime kiln like this was used, they put the limestone in it and then heated it up like a furnace and burnt it till it was in like a powder form. And then they used it for a lot of stuff. Yeah, do you think there's maybe air ducts connected under here? Here, there's something under this hill, look. We'll be able to step over this gate. It's like there's something under this hill here. Yeah. Uncovering history, folks. One thing at a time right here. I'm just keeping the camera rolling. Yeah, look, there's been a hole at the back of the kiln with a lintel. For some reason that tunnel leads off this direction. I'm not sure if they had like air flumes or ducts. There's maybe nothing here, but I was just interested to have a wee look. This whole area here is built. Yeah, there's no sign of anything at this side. The reason I was curious is because the stone channel we saw leads off right under there. Wow. It's obviously been related to that little farmhouse. What a cool area it's been. Unfortunately it's raining and windy today, folks, so it's cool to do these wee short videos, just documenting little bits of history like that. Today it's Glen Esk. So check this out, folks. Just think how long ago these boundary walls and stuff were put in over this land. Probably some of the first farmers in this area were clearing it. It was maybe like wild forest and crazy untamed landscape, and the first settlers here would have cleared a bit for their agriculture, for their sheep and cows to graze, and maybe even they would have some wheat and stuff planted. And then obviously the limestone, probably like 1700s and stuff, was a big time for that. That would have been a thriving kiln right there. and maybe others from the Glen brought like limestone down here to get processed, or maybe they'd collected lime from here, but most farms had that originally. So there you go, folks, another interesting article of history from the Scottish scene here. And once again, we're documenting wild lands where we're kind of dodging the weather. It's interesting how there's definitely been a tunnel through that mound there as well, maybe even a secondary kiln. But when I saw this one, I just thought it's so worth coming for a quick look, and we'll just get one more angle of it here. Wow, it looks so cool, eh? With that big opening.
Yeah.
Just think how long ago a thing like that was built here, eh? It's just crazy. And look at the size of those stones. Like the size of that lintel stone. Often with stuff like this as well, they would build it just with the stones which were around within the land. And the glens of Scotland are super stony and super rocky. Oh wow, look!
Yeah.
Look at this, folks. Aerated water manufactory, Brechin. This bottle is only lent. Look, I think it says if you keep it, it's illegal. Wow, what a cool bit of history, and that ties in with the local area here of Brechin, which is down the road. Once you go out the foot of Glen Esk and then through Edzell. Yeah, look at these old bottles. There's probably some really interesting stuff within this lime kiln. And that's what I was saying, like farms and stuff used to use these places as middens after a while, where they would throw all that kind of stuff, bottles and things. See what I'm thinking, right? If you look at this stones leading in under here, it looks like the rise goes round and comes in the back. So I reckon this was actually a vent here. This would have been a vent here for the air going into the kiln, but I can see it's fully bricked up there in the far end. Wow, I would go right in there, but I can see it just doesn't go that far. Wow, what a mad bit of land this is, folks. The size of those lintel stones. So cool to keep documenting stuff like this, and when I walk around it, I'm often like piecing the puzzle together of the history. Yeah, I think this tunnel here, this is the other side of that tunnel. And then another interesting detail here, look at this. I think the stones have been placed to stop sheep and lambs going in. But look, that's another bit leading the way down into the heart of the kiln. Yeah, it's so interesting to see things like this. It's just mind-blowing in Scotland, like the variety and the variation of history. And so much of it's just on our doorstep here. It's just a beautiful scene. And all over Glen Esk, I can see even at the far side, there's like little abandoned farm buildings and old stone structures of some sort that I've never been to before on videos. Recently I did attempt to cross that river when I was searching for history, but I never actually found it, and I couldn't find the bridge. There's one bridge at Tarside, but it's unpassable because it's so rotten. Channel DJ's down there scouting out. Oh, I thought you were down there. He's right here, folks. Scouting out the perimeter to see if there's any other history.
See, that doesn't line up with this one, eh? I think that's
see what I think with this though, I was just coming up with a theory. It goes to there.
Yeah.
And then there's another opening at the far side of that ridge. But this whole bit here looks like it's built up.
Yeah, that's why I went wondering.
And did you look at the other side of that ridge there?
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's interesting, like. Yeah, it is interesting. The strange thing, like, it's weird how also over there's one in that hill. It's mad to think, folks, the amount of years that's been abandoned there, and the sheep and stuff just run over it. Day and night, stuff like that just goes unseen. The history and the imagination of the people that might have worked at it is so interesting. And then there's another bit which lines up pretty much with that, you know, over there. Look, it's been maybe a secondary small lime kiln here. Yeah, this lintel's huge, look. It's actually starting to crack and fracture. Yeah, this is just a square.
Yeah.
Not unless this has been some sort of storage, maybe like a wee square cupboard of some sort, like a shed. It's strange because there's just so many stones around here. It's hard to decipher what's built and what's actually natural, but you can see there, that's all built. It's like dry stone construction, but obviously under the ground. We can't tell how much of this is built and how much of it's a natural mound. Look, you can see it looks like this is potentially built. Wow, what a landscape. And it's just filled with loads of these old dry stone constructions and old walls. And it makes for an excellent little adventure, just exploring it and seeing what bits of history is there to be uncovered. Anyway folks, we'll head back out of this field because I think that's about everything for this. But it must have been related to this little farm when it was in its prime. Yeah, that building, it's crazy looking.
It's massive.
Yeah, the size of those stones to lift them up there and stuff. They must have used horses and things like that. Maybe winches. Block and tackle. But all these dikes as well, they're just crazy, like the way they're built with the big and the small stones. And the height of them, they're big chunky, massive walls. I'm guessing because of the shape of the walls here, the litter just seems to pile up at the other side of them. Check it out folks, at the edge of the wall you can see there's an ancient outline there of what must have been another building. Yeah. It must have been a big farming complex of its era. Right folks, that's us just about back at the main road. It's been a short video, but it's been so interesting to see that abandoned history. We were lucky because we were able to get in and out of there without seeing any sheep and stuff like that, or upsetting any sheep, because at this time of year there can be lambing. Anyway, that's been a fun adventure. I'll end it here. Goodbye for me, goodbye for the channel DJ, and we'll catch you very soon for the next adventure.